The ocean was calm that morning in 1968. Sunlight shimmered on the waves, but beneath the surface, something waited. A group of divers slipped into the clear Bahamian waters, expecting nothing more than fish, coral, maybe a few shipwreck fragments. But as they swam deeper, their eyes widened. In front of them stretched a line of enormous stone blocks, each the size of a car, lying side by side as though placed by invisible hands. It was a road beneath the sea. Their hearts raced. This wasn't supposed to be here. And stranger still, someone had predicted this exact discovery years earlier. But before we get to that eerie prediction, we need to rewind. Because this so-called road didn't just stir up curiosity. It cracked open one of the greatest legends of all time, the story of Atlantis.
Atlantis is not a modern myth. The first to speak of it was the philosopher Plato, more than 2,000 years ago. He described a powerful island civilization, advanced, wealthy, and proud. And then, without warning, it was gone. Plato wrote that in a single day and night of disaster, Atlantis sank into the sea, swallowed whole. Was it a warning tale about human arrogance, or a memory of something that truly happened? Historians argue endlessly, but one thing is certain: people never stopped looking. For centuries, dreamers, scholars, and even explorers chased the idea that maybe, just maybe, Atlantis was out there, waiting. And then came that day in Bimini. The divers' discovery was like a scene from a storybook. Massive stones stretching almost half a mile, neatly arranged like paving blocks. Some were 10 feet long, others closer to 15, and all of them lay in an eerie straight line. To swim above it was to feel a mix of awe and dread, like standing in a ruined cathedral with no walls and no roof, just silence.
Word spread fast. What made the find even more unsettling was the connection to Edgar Cayce, a man many called the Sleeping Prophet. Years earlier, Cayce claimed that ruins of Atlantis would be discovered near Bimini, and he gave a date, around 1968 or 1969. Now here it was, in the exact place and time he said it would appear. Coincidence or prophecy fulfilled? The divers could hardly believe what they were seeing, and soon the world couldn't either. But what exactly is the Bimini Road? Theories clashed, each one more dramatic or more skeptical than the last. Some said it was the remains of an ancient dock, a seawall, maybe even the road that once led into a grand city swallowed by the sea. To them, the stones were far too straight, far too clean to be an accident. Seeing them was like looking at a brick wall underwater. No one would assume nature stacked bricks. Scientists, though, weren't convinced. They pointed to geology, explaining that limestone has a habit of breaking into neat, blocky shapes when it cracks. Give it thousands of years, add the pull of tides and storms, and you get formations that look strangely human-made. They compared it to watching clouds. You might swear one looks like a dragon, another like a castle, but in the end, they're just water vapor. Maybe the Bimini Road was just stone playing tricks on the human imagination.
And then there were those who stood somewhere in the middle. What if nature made the stones, but people once used them? Could ancient islanders have rearranged what was already there, turning a natural gift into a seawall or fishing platform? If so, then the Bimini Road is both natural and human, a partnership of earth and hands long forgotten.
Still, the deeper question remains. Why do we care so much? Why does a line of stones under the sea stir our imaginations? Maybe it's because we want to believe history holds secrets we haven't yet uncovered. Think of the pyramids, Stonehenge, even stories of UFOs. They all spark the same desire, that maybe we're not seeing the full picture of humanity's past. The Bimini Road, whether it's man-made or not, feels like a doorway. What if ours is not the first advanced society to walk this earth? What if civilizations have risen and fallen before, leaving behind fragments too mysterious for us to explain? It's like stumbling on your grandparents' photo album and realizing they lived whole lives you never knew about. The Bimini Road feels exactly like that, an album page from humanity's forgotten story.
So, is it proof of Atlantis, or nothing more than fractured stone? What we know is simple. It was discovered in 1968, at the very moment and place Casey predicted. It looks deliberate, like a road or seawall, with stones laid out as if by design. Scientists insist it's natural geology. Believers swear it's history we've buried too deep. But here's the twist. Maybe the truth doesn't matter. Because the Bimini Road has done something powerful. It's kept the legend of Atlantis alive. It keeps us curious, unsettled, hungry to know more. And curiosity is the spark that makes us explore, question, and push beyond the edges of what we think we know. So the next time you hear the word Atlantis, don't picture a fantasy land lost in storybooks. Picture sunlight flickering on quiet waters. Picture divers staring in awe at a road that should not exist. Picture stones lying silent beneath the waves, daring us to guess. Because maybe, just maybe, the road to Atlantis is still out there, hidden in plain sight. But here's the real question. If Atlantis did vanish in a single night, swallowed by the sea, what else might still be buried beneath the oceans, waiting for us to stumble upon it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this dive into history's mysteries, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend who loves a good mystery. Because who knows, the next great discovery might just be waiting for you to find it.